This is an incredible story that the federal government has demanded or asked the state of Mississippi to give back federal funds to the tune of $101 million. That's $101 million. It's a statewide corruption that involves Mississippi. It involves the child support fund. There's also celebrity involved, and I will cover that as well. But in the state of Mississippi, as far as they're concerned, child support is fraud. It involves the Children and Family Services. So the federal government is asking Mississippi, or demanding, to repay $101 million. And it was December 20, 2024. And it was sent to Bob Anderson, which is the executive director of the Department of Human Services, which is in Jackson. Child support is fraud. As far as the federal government is concerned, that the state of Mississippi, the statute is 45 CFR 262.4A, which is they're being charged misuse of federal funds. So here's the question. Is child support a federal program, or is child support a state program? So in this issue for Mississippi, child support is a federal program. So any judge that tells you that, oh, it's a state program, you need to object. It's a federal program. I've been tracking this story for the past couple of years and preview my video, which is called Statewide Corruption from Mississippi. So you can check out that video. So this presentation involves the outcome of their investigation for the federal government. I've gotten my research from Mississippi Today. The reporter is Anna Wolf. She revealed the corruption scheme. So it reads, the watchdog blast welfare agency over multi-million-dollar child support contracts. Remember, child support is a contract. The celebrity involvement is Brett Favre, although he repaid $1.1 million to the state of Mississippi. But this story is not about Brett Favre. This is about the federal funds diverting into pet projects, and the state of Mississippi is allowing that. That is the story. This is the largest public investment scheme in Mississippi history. Credit goes to WLBT3 to show me the pictures. Many people pled guilty, including Nancy New and Zach New. Check out my video, Why I Started Child Support Education, because people are confused between child support is federal law and state law. Preview my channel. This is a reality check, the new DOJ letter of 2023. My suggestion is to file it into your family court case. Again, this is not legal advice. You can do whatever you want, but recommend filing it into your case when it comes to the state of Mississippi. Also, I have another video called The History of Child Support. I take you through the conception and the founding of child support. Fathers are not happy. This is the ancient maxim of law that says, ignorance of the law excuses not, and ignorance about the law excuses no one. And the case law is State versus Miller, June 9, 2017. Hello, my name is Chris, and in this session we're going to review just the cover story of the massive statewide corruption that went on in the Department of Health and the child support program in 2020. So we're going to use this to see how you in Mississippi can escape the child support program. You can listen to us on our podcast, which is Child Support Made Simple, on Apple, your favorite podcast, Amazon, and the likes. Also, we ask for a donation for the research that we do on this channel. Again, we produce videos based on our research. And in this story about the Mississippi fraud, if you're from the Mississippi area or from any area, give us any donation. We ask for a $25 gift, but again, any amount is accepted. So let's go further into this story. And again, it's reported by Anna Wolf, and her article is dated December 30th, 2020. It says here that the Mississippi Child Support Enforcement Program proves nonsensical. I'll repeat that again. Mississippi's Child Support Enforcement Program proves nonsensical. And she talks about the revocation of driver's license, the payment amounts are astronomical, they punish the fathers. So you've heard me on this channel talks about how unfair the child support program is and what we can do to remove ourselves from it. Well, here, this article from Miss Wolf is repeating the exact same thing that I've been saying for months on my channel.
Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest welfare fraud cases in U.S. history, the Mississippi welfare scandal. Millions of taxpayer dollars misused, high-profile names involved, and shocking revelations. Let's break it all down. It all started on February 5, 2020. That's when the public first learned about an apparent multi-million-dollar embezzlement scheme involving temporary assistance for needy family or TNF funds, money meant to help families in need. This led to the arrest of John Davis, the former executive director of DHS, along with 5 others. Among them were Nancy New, the founder of Mississippi Community Education Center, and her son, Zach New. All 3 later pleaded guilty in federal and state court. The Mississippi Department of Human Services releases a bombshell audit. The report revealed that $94 million in taxpayer dollars may have been misused since 2017. And this is where NFL Hall of Famer Brett Favre enters the picture. According to State Auditor Shad White, over a 6-month period starting in December 2017, Brett Enterprises received $1.1 million in welfare funds for speaking engagements that he never even attended. But things get even crazier in September 2022, when investigative reporters at Mississippi Today dropped some explosive text messages from 2017. These messages allegedly show former Governor Phil Bryant guiding Brett on how to write a funding proposal, one that could be approved by the Mississippi Department of Human Services. More texts reveal that Phil Bryant, Brett, Nancy New, John Davis, and others allegedly worked together to secure at least $5 million in state welfare funds. And where did that money go? To build a volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi, where Brett's daughter played at the time. Now, we're back to the present. Just this week, the Administration for Children and Families, ACF, has requested that Mississippi's Department of Human Services repay almost $101 million. Let me repeat, that is requested that Mississippi's Department of Human Services repay almost $101 million. A forensic audit found that more than $88.4 million was misspent, and the state of Mississippi could be on the hook for it. The department responded to reporters saying, "At this time, it is inappropriate for state of Mississippi to comment regarding ongoing negotiations in an ongoing legal matter. This case is far from over, and we'll be watching closely as it unfolds." Today.
So look at some more numbers from Mississippi. In the 2020 census, there are 2.9 million citizens in Mississippi. Of that, 14,472 were acknowledgement of paternity. Those are people that are mandatorily enrolled in the child support program. So I've asked for people to subscribe to my channel to keep it going. Here, there's 14,000 people who are potentially could actually start a lawsuit in Mississippi for being unfairly mistreated according to this nationwide program. So anyone in Mississippi, please subscribe to our channel, like or dislike it. But those are people who should be paying attention. The Fifth Circuit contains Texas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And that's headed by the Supreme Court Justice Alito. So here's the thought. Again, this is not my opinion, just looking at the research and the facts. If Texas is conducting corruption and Mississippi is now proving that they have corruption, why would you not then extend the self and says there could be stuff going on in Louisiana that just has not been configured yet or uncovered? Again, this is just from looking at the overall map of the Fifth Circuit. I'm not saying that the Fifth Circuit somehow condoned this issue, but it seems interesting that this is under the Fifth Circuit. I did a video called The 5 Supreme Court Cases Everyone Should Know Regarding Child Support. Since Justice Alito sits over the Fifth Circuit, you can understand that he knows the child support program and he knows what the Supreme Court says about the child support program. This is all the more reason why under the Fifth Circuit to challenge the Mississippi statutes, the Supreme Court cases make sense. If you don't have an attorney, and again, you have the right to have access to counsel, you have the right to access the court and win. That is, you can take on your case yourself, and I did a video on that called Your Rights to Access the Court. Now, once you have access to the court, what are you asking for? In this story on Mississippi, you want all of your court orders, petitions, motions, warrants, affidavits, and objections. You want everything. And if they don't give you anything, watch that video. I walk you through how you can get your court papers. Because if you're going to launch a challenge, you need to have all of your paperwork. It does not make sense to sit and complain about the program when you have no evidence. Now, with all of this massive statewide fraud, can you see how many Title 42 U.S. Code 1983 cases should come out of this? And the 1983 code is every person who, under color of statute, ordinance, regulations, and custom of any state territory, is subject to its citizen in terms of deprivation of rights. And in any lawsuit, all you have to do is prove that your rights were deprived of, either that's secured by the Constitution or that they acted under the color of law. There should be plenty of Title 4D 1983 cases coming out of Mississippi. Now, by now, if you're from Mississippi and you're paying child support or you're involved in the child support program, you should be angry and is what we call the vexatious and belligerent litigant. Yes, I did a video on that. Please watch that. But you should be mad. You should be angry. If your case was part of this massive fraud, but you did not know about it, you can go back into court or the administration as a vexatious, belligerent litigant. In other words, you are angry beyond anything about what's happening to you. There's another court case that you could use. It's called United States versus Throckmorton. And it reads, there is no question that the general doctrine of fraud vitiates most solemn of contracts, documents, or even judgment. Remember, the attorney and the judge, they support the Constitution, not the state of Mississippi, the Constitution of the United States. If you want to know more about the misuse of funds for Mississippi, schedule a consultation. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach us at chrish@289.protonmail.com. Like and subscribe to this channel. Also, we're asking for donation to do our research. It takes time to do research, and we bring you the relevant information, and we're asking for a $25 gift or any amount.